Howdy, howdy, everybody, and welcome back. So, we've got our field all planted. It's actually ready to harvest. Now, for the time being, I have made some changes to the mower and our forage wagon, mainly just to speed up our harvest. Went ahead and set it to the Unreal 50 meters. Just like I said, to speed things up. As you see, we are ready to harvest. And let's jump over. While these still have a little bit of grass left in them, they're just. Oh, that one's not activated. Um, they're still got a little bit of grass in them. They'll be working for a bit here. But let's go ahead and dig right in and get started. So, like I said, I have changed this over to the 50 meter just to speed things up because of how big our field is. So, um, and I also upped the volume of our forage wagon. So, and oh, there's a little bit of silage in the forage wagon. Um, so it's not going to let me start picking up grass. So we'll just dump it right here. We'll come back and pick that back up after we're finished mowing. So, all right. Yeah, where we're at, we might as well just go this route. Alrighty. So, uh, our total volume on the forage wagon has been upped to um, 5 million liters, uh, and we're 50 meter work with. Wow, that is not easy to look at. This is going to take us a bit, even with this Unreal work with, to get accomplished. But we'll get there. We will be having to do something extra with, or something with the remainder of our grass after we fill up our bunkers or our silos. Um, we could very easily just add more of those silos, or there's a few other options we could do too. We can go back and get a baler to bale it and then turn those bales into, and then wrap those bales to turn them into silage that way. That is an option. Um, but we will we'll figure it out, decide what we're going to do when we get those filled. Um, Another thing is I am considering moving the house and and the silos. I'm actually considering moving them down to this corner. And the reason why I'm considering moving them to this corner is because of room. So there's it'll smooth things out over on the side by the road and make things just look neater. The downside is it does put us further away from the road, but that's minor. So, but let's get this going, or well, we're already in going. I think. Tell you what. Let me see. I think I've got some music I can start up, and we'll just listen to music while we're getting this work. While we're doing this work. All right, so we've got a good chunk of this done, uh, and I mean we're cruising along pretty good, but there's a few issues when working at this size. Um, Lots of graphical issues because we're making a lot of changes across a lot of area. Yes, it is definitely faster, but yeah, we're running into graphical issues. Frame rates drop down pretty low for me. And my computer, while it's not brand new, it's decent. I mean, I'm 2080 Super on my graphics, Intel i9 on the processor. So I mean, I've got a pretty good, decent computer. But yeah, so you run into some graphical issues when you're working this wide. Now, with that being said, we are covering a lot of area. So um, now we are going to be running out of room in our silos here pretty quick. Um, so let's empty out what we can out of this hopper. Um, and then we're going to have to start looking at what we're going to do with the rest of it. We've got a couple different options. Uh, One option is just continue building more of these silos. Uh, Another option is building a different style of silo that takes up or has more room in it. Or we just hold on to it, and once we get uh, the equipment for how I'm going to move forward, once we get that equipment, we could go that route. Just dump it on the ground and then pick it back up with a baler, something like that. That's an option also. But let's get what we can unloaded first. Then we'll go finish mowing. Another thing we're running into is because of how wide we're mowing and the speed that we're able to mow at, um, it's a combination of the two things. What's happening is you get a large pile of grass builds up underneath the truck, and in doing so, it's lifting the truck up off the ground. Well, you get to start bouncing, and you start skipping, and that's what's caused the little line or the lines of what's been missed. It's because the truck is bouncing up and down, and it's skipping across the ground. So something to be mindful of. Um, but yeah. So we got three more silos we can put grass in. These aren't completely empty. The last one, actually, I forgot to turn it on, so it's still half full. But we've already knocked well 15 almost 15% out of the trailer, so that should be just about enough room for us to finish up mowing. Now we are going to go ahead and pick up refill our silage additive. Now, that's one of the disadvantages to this trailer. While we hold quite a bit of grass, our silage additive is pretty slim. So now another option we could do for silage, we could actually do corn instead of grass, and using a forage harvester, um, we could um, pick up all the corn and turn it into silage. We could do that. Um, it is always an option, but I think we're going to stick with what we're doing now, at least for the time being, as far as doing grass. And the main reason for that is multiple harvest every year on grass. So, but pull the menu up right quick. All right, so the silos that we're using are these guys right here. Now these obviously have the um, conveyor already built into them. Now we could go with these guys. They're a little bit smaller. Well, they're the same physical size, but they don't have the conveyor, so they're a little bit cheaper. So that is an option. Next option, let's see, that's just straight silo. We could do something like that guy right there. These guys, those are always options. Um, these do take quite a bit more work to use. Now the other option is to, let's see, those are just straight silos. A lot of them are over here in factories. Let's see if I can find them. All right, so something like this guy right here. We obviously don't have enough money for it at the moment, but something like that. This guy right here. Going along those lines, that is always an option. It is typically those hold quite a bit more than the silos that we're using. I'd actually have to go through and look at each one to see how much they hold before making a decision on which one I went with. That is an option. All right. Yeah, we still got the mower on. Oh well, it's all right. All right. So we got about 20% volume, just a little over 20% volume available in our trailer, which this trailer is holds 5 million liters. So that's a little over 1 million liters that we have available. Um, but with as big as the trailer is, we run out of silage additive pretty quick in comparison. So might as well pick up these little bits that I missed. But probably what we're going to end up doing is going to baling. Um, baling the grass, wrap it to turn it into silage. The reason behind that is it's less well, don't have a limitation on storage area. Um, your limitation on storage area is just picking up the bales and figuring out where you're going to stack them while you're waiting for them to ferment. That's the only really limitation you have with bales. Bales normal, or well, it used to be the cheaper route of getting started with silage. Um, Back in FS22, you get you a mower deck or some way of mowing, and then get you a fast baler. It baled and wrapped all at the same time, and fast baler I think was like 60 grand. Whereas this forge wagon, um, I think it's like 100K. The silos, well, those silos are pretty cheap. They're 5,000 a piece. So I mean, but the balers, big problem with baling grass in 25 FS25 is hired hands. They won't run a baler at the same time as they're mowing or something. So you've got to do it all yourself. Now, what you could do is, I mean, you could like have um, have the field mowed and then windrowed. Both mowing and windrowing, a hired hand will do. Baling, you would end up having to go back and bale it yourself. So that is one option. But recently, this is a modded version of a base game round baler. So the base game has this guy right here. Will bale anything. Now, I think it's this guy right here. Yeah. So this guy right here actually has a 3-point hitch on the front for you can put a motor deck on it. And from everything I'm hearing, a hired hand will actually run it and the baler as long as you have the baler on before you hand it over to the hired hand. And that's what I'm going to try. next. That's actually going to be my setup for baling. Is I'll start off with one and make bales to mow and bale at the same time and see how things go. But that is my intention of going forward. Going to give that a try, and as long as it works, that is something that I will be able to put. Now, like I said, as long as it works the way I've been hearing, I'll be able to put a hired hand in it and let them loose on the field to do the work. So, if it works, that's going to be phenomenal. Otherwise, we might just go back to this setup right here to do the mowing and picking up the grass. So, well, it looks like we are going to run out of space in our trailer. Yep, we left a little bit on the field, not much, but a little bit, and we got a couple different options. We can come back, pick it up after we empty out enough out of our trailer, or we can just leave it on the field and pick it up next mow. As of right now, it's just going to stay there. Nothing will happen to it. But yeah, so this is all finished mowing now. It looks like. I mean, we got little patches here and there that I'm just running over as we're going back to the yard. But so actually, tell you what, let's no, we'll just leave it here in the trailer. I was tempted to build more of those silos and build them up in that corner like I was originally, or as I was talking about. But for the time being, I think we're just going to leave it be, and just have it as is. So I think I am going to call this episode here. I want to say thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, and I really hope to catch you guys next time. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.